And we're now recording, and we can go ahead, Mr. Stahl, and have you call the meeting to order.
All right, we're going to go ahead and begin today's meeting. So go ahead and I'm sorry, I've only done this like I said once before, so I'm just basically asking, I guess, if someone wants a second. Is that what it is on this one?
I'm sorry, Chairperson Stahl, this is Alma Munoz from the clerk's office. You just need to call the meeting to order at the time.
Okay, let's go ahead and begin.
Okay, and so you're calling the meeting to order at 7:09, and then you would ask the clerk to take the roll.
Yes, clerk, let's go ahead and take the roll.
Okay. Member Garcia. Member Haven. Member Leinbach.
Here.
Thank you. Member Mitchell. Member Stahl.
Present.
Member Thomas.
Here.
And Member Jones. Here, Jones. Member Jones. Chairperson Jones. I do see her in the meeting, but it looks like she's muted right now. So we have established a quorum at this time.
Okay, great.
And I'll read the announcements. This meeting is live streamed and temporarily closed to in-person public participation. The clerk's office is in the process of hosting hybrid public meetings that will provide board members and members of the public with the option to participate in the meeting either in person or remotely. Thank you for your patience and support. To make a verbal comment at today's meeting, dial 916-875-2501 to provide your contact information. When the chair opens public comment for a specific agenda item or off-agenda matter, callers will be contacted by phone and transferred into the meeting to make their public comment. Written comments are always accepted. Send your email comments to the board clerk at saccounty.net. Your comment will be routed to the board and filed into the record. That concludes the statement.
All right, do we want to do introductions very quickly?
Yes, that would be fine.
All right, I guess who usually starts? I guess I could start. My name is Chris. I'm the vice chairperson representing Gold River.
My name is Maurice Thomas, and I represent Mather.
My name is Terry Lineback, and I represent Rosemont.
I think is that everyone we have on the meeting?
Chairperson Jones is still there, but she's not unmuting herself, so she may not be available to introduce herself.
Hi.
Oh.
This is Gay Jones right now. I'm sorry, I had to make sure everything was on mute. Okay, hang on a second. I'm sorry if there was a question. I missed the first part, but I do want to give thanks to the board for their continued support.
Okay, Chairperson Stahl or Vice Chairperson Stahl, I'm sorry. If you'd like to go ahead and ask the clerk can read the first item into the record.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and read the first item into record. Let's begin.
Okay, item 1 is 9371 Matador Way, tentative parcel map, located at 9371 Matador Way, approximately 770 feet east of Mayhew Road in the Cordova community. Request for a tentative parcel map and design review.
All right, and then do we have someone from the county to kind of give us any information on this project?
Hi. Yeah, my name is Gemma Tierney, and I'm assistant planner with the County Planning and Environmental Review, and I'll be doing a presentation.
Okay.
The clerk of the board staff is going to bring up a PowerPoint.
Great.
Thank you. So yeah, as I said, my name is Gemma Tierney, and I'm an assistant planner with Planning and Environmental Review. And I am the lead planner for this application for a tentative parcel map. Next slide, please. Thank you. So as was mentioned, this project is on Matador Way. It's on the north side of Matador Way. And here is a aerial image of the parcel. It's an approximately 0.78 acre parcel, and it's currently developed with a primary dwelling unit and an accessory dwelling unit. Next slide, please. Thank you. So the parcel zoning is RD5, as is the surrounding area, and the surrounding land uses are listed here. And so in all directions, it's single family residential development. Next slide, please. Some basic site history from the county parcel viewer. It lists 1956 as the year built. So that's for the primary dwelling unit. And then there was a entitlement application for an ADU that was filed in 2016, and it was to convert the detached garage into an ADU. And so that entitlement was approved in 2017. Next slide, please. So this request is for a tentative parcel map to subdivide an approximately 0.78 acre parcel into 2 parcels, and then an accompanying design review to determine compliance with the Sacramento countywide design guidelines. Next slide, please. So here is the tentative map showing the 2 proposed parcel areas. So one of the parcels will contain the existing primary dwelling unit and accessory dwelling unit. And then on here is shown two shed structures to be removed that are very near the proposed parcel line. Not shown on here, there are 2 chicken coops also shown on here on parcel 2. And I have it's not reflected on this map yet, but I have let the applicant know that they will also need to be removed because they are accessory structures, and when there's no longer a primary dwelling unit on the parcel, you wouldn't be able to have the accessory structures. So it'll be those 4, the 2 sheds and the 2 chicken coops that will be removed. Next slide, please. So there is no development proposed at this time. This application is just for a tentative parcel map. However, the application form indicated that the applicant is seeking this parcel division in order to allow for future residential development. And this also lists the size of the 2 parcels. So proposed parcel 1, where the home and ADU are located, is proposed to be approximately 1,100 square feet, and then proposed parcel 2 is proposed to be approximately 23,000 square feet, 11,000 and 23,000, sorry. And then the final hearing body for this item is the Subdivision Review Committee. And then I'll also mention that last week the item was heard by the Design Review Advisory Committee, and so that was after this PowerPoint had been submitted, but they voted to recommend that the Subdivision Review Committee find the project in substantial compliance with the county design guidelines. Next slide, please. And that concludes my presentation. So I can take questions. There's also a couple members of the applicant team on the line who can also answer questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I have a couple questions, but I want to open it up first. Anybody else on the on the board have any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is Gay Jones, and I would like to ask staff, what will be the allowed structures on this new parcel 2?
So the zoning for this new parcel 2 will also be RD5. So it's the same allowance as all the other parcels in the neighborhood. So it could also be developed with a single family house and an ADU like the proposed parcel 1.
Mm-hmm. Well, then, what would be, I'm sorry, I'm not real familiar converting the square footage for the parcel. If it's RD5, how many single family dwellings could be put on parcel 2?
So RD5 refers to 5 dwelling units per acre.
Per acre. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when you're dealing with a single parcel, I believe that the use, and it's only a half of an acre, but I believe that it would only be a single dwelling unit and an ADU. Possibly a duplex. I can look into that right now, though.
Well, no, thank you. So 23,000 square feet translates into about half an acre. That's what I wasn't sure of.
Yeah, it's a half.
Yeah, sorry guys. Anyway, that file's dusty. I couldn't bring it up quick enough. So we could have a potential of a duplex or single family and ADU.
Correct.
All right, that doesn't seem exorbitant to me. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I have a couple of questions. Is this a rental property currently?
Is that to, is,
That's to you, sir, yeah.
yes, okay. Yes, one family member lives in the primary structure and the accessory dwelling unit is a rental property.
So it's owner occupied in the primary
That's
dwelling
correct.
unit
That's correct.
and then rented the ADU?
Yes.
Okay. And even though you're not applying for any particular building at this time, so you would be renting another unit and another ADU on the parcel 2?
No, the family is rather large. I believe there's 12 siblings in the family, and they congregate every weekend. The parents will be living in the primary structure here, and it's 6 bedrooms, and then they'll have an ADU for possibly someone, one of the other siblings, or to rent. But with it being a separate parcel, it is allowable.
Yeah, I understand it's allowable, but if you have an owner in the primary dwelling unit in parcel 1, so it would be another owner in the primary dwelling unit in parcel 2?
Yes, well, this is this parcel is owned. It's in the father's name, but it's owned by the family.
I see.
Corey, how many siblings are there?
Yeah, thank you, Gerald. Thank you for having this meeting, and thank you everybody for getting together on Thursday afternoon or evening. We are a total of 11 siblings, and my parents live nearby, and we would like to have them as the primary residents of the primary structure that would be built on parcel number 2, and then the second one would be for either another sibling or potentially be rented out as well. We are up to about 12 nieces and nephews right now, and that's continually growing because we are 11 siblings ourselves, and we're all in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. So we're all kind of growing as a little family community, and there's nothing better than mom and dad's house. And so their kind of livable space is a little bit small right now, and grandpa, with New Year's and holidays, we would love to have a bigger space for them to host those family gatherings. So that's the kind of plan for it being owner occupied for parcel 1, or the primary on parcel 2, and then the second one we're not 100% sure yet, but
Okay.
but that's essentially where we're heading, what we're thinking about. Like that's essentially the goal. Yeah.
Okay. And, not to be overly critical, but when I drove by there today, it didn't look particularly well maintained. There was some, not where parcel 1 is, but where parcel 2 is. The fence was sort of in pretty rough shape, but there was also a lot of unmowed, dead grass there, which fortunately it's starting to rain, but that's a fire hazard in the summertime. And that's, not to put too fine a point on it, but that's often the sign of what happens in rental properties as opposed to owner-occupied properties. So I was just concerned that it would be a lot of rental units sort of pushed into those parcels. But, if you have, a big family and older parents, I can certainly understand how that can happen. Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions? Okay, so I had one question. This is maybe for the county. So I noticed that when we're dividing these parcels up, let's just hypothetically say that if they were to sell parcel 2, or that matter, is there no call out for any type of like easement for access, or is it not? That's not necessary. I guess it kind of isn't necessary per se.
In this case, since they both have frontage on the street.
And there's enough frontage?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have time to drive by this one this week, so I wasn't sure if there's enough frontage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is to have a driveway on the new parcel or on the sort of undeveloped parcel and the proposed developed parcel. But in some cases, you might have to have an easement. And then I just wanted to add, I looked up for duplex would only be permitted in this zone with a use permit, so there would be an entitlement process.
Perfect, thank you. And just so I'm clear for the applicant who just had spoken, just so I can kind of reiterate and make sure I understand correctly. So the intent is that your family owns this whole parcel. You're subdividing it so that you can add and have the ability to add another main house and an additional dwelling unit, which right now, undivided, you can't add that, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, just want to make sure that kind of in a nutshell, that's what we're doing here. This isn't an intent to like you said, not to sell it or to do anything at the moment. This is just strictly right now to achieve maximum use on this piece of land that your family owns.
That's correct.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? All right.
It's pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Great. Thanks, Maurice. Well, if we have no other comments, and we have no other comments from the community.
We do not have any public comments at this time.
Okay. So this is where I'm kind of at a little bit of a crossroads right now. So are we able to vote on this or not?
Yes, you do have a quorum.
Okay. So I guess we'll go ahead and take a vote on this.
You will need to.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the division of the parcel.
And I'll second.
I'll second.
Jorge seconds. All right.
We have a motion by Member Leinbach and seconded by
Jones.
Member Jones. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to take the roll now. Member Leinbach,
Aye.
Member Vice Chair Stahl,
Yes.
Member Thomas,
Yes.
and Member Jones. Chair Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The motion is carried by unanimous vote. And we will now move to item 2, which is staff updates.
A staff update. Thank you.
Great.
And then item 3, any council member comments?
I just had a quick question. In the reading of opening of this meeting, we talked about the meeting going to hybrid. Is that something that we are actively doing right now, or are we pretty much keeping this online at this point?
This is Alma from the clerk of the board's office. The Board of Supervisors just approved a resolution to continue for the next 30 days at least, to continue online meetings for boards and commissions that fall under the purview of the board. So we will be continuing at least for the next 30 days under that resolution to continue remote meetings.
Great. All right. Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you. And are there any other council member comments?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is Gay, and I would like to, 2 things. One is to this issue of when we can meet in person, whenever that happens. I think a critical juncture there is when we have a location. At least as of last month, the library location was still in a sort of a retrofit situation. Does staff have any update on a physical location, a venue, for when we might be able to start again in person?
Member Jones, this is Alma Munoz again. We do not. The library would be the location. So I haven't contacted them recently. So I'll be doing that, or we will be doing that. The CPAC coordinator will be doing that, and then just checking with facilities for all the CPACs.
Thank you very much. I just wanted everyone to realize it was a function of having a venue and getting that library opened up, the community room at the library to be opened. All right, thank you. And then I have one other item, is that I'd like to thank my fellow members and staff for their patience. I had to juggle a few things tonight. And as far as I'm concerned, this was a great warm-up for Chris to be our potential chair for the upcoming year.
Oh,
Thank you.
Great.
Then we'll move on to public comments, and we have none at this time. So we'll close the public comment. And with that, if nothing else needs to be said, we can adjourn the meeting.
All right. Well, yeah, I motion we move to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, everyone, for your participation this evening and your patience with me.
Oh, hey, you did a great job.
I'm sorry. Welcome to our new staff member. I'm so sorry. I meant to say that.
That's fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ophelia. It was nice meeting you.
Yes.
Thank you. Look forward to working with you all.
Same here. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. Bye.